I think we're starting. Hello, P5X world. All right, that looks like it's on. Oh, look at that, Lunik. Hello. Can you hear me okay? Wow, look at you guys all filtering in. You're early. I did a last minute surprise stream. What is this number one, number two thing in chat? I've never seen that before. It's like a purple heart thing. Oh, is that the order in which you guys became members or something? No, I don't know what that is. Number one, number two, 25 XP. I am learning things about streaming I've never known before. Hey, Limbo. Ryuji. I literally just built Ryuji. So you guys want to see something? I finally got around to, like, I don't know, doing more admin-y stuff in the game. So I did my get to 1 5-star. It took me all the way to Flip and Pity, and then it gave me a dupe of On, which, look, you can't hate leaderboards for people who type thank you, Limbo. I had no idea that was a thing. So, you know, I'm not mad that I got another dupe of On, but I wanted Flip and Rin, did not get her, and now I'm just going to hold, you know, my cards, whatever you want to call them. And so I ended up using my 4-star selector on Leo because, yeah. Why is YouTube creating ranked commenting? I don't know, you know, like, I swear to God that wasn't there the other day when I streamed. And then I just used my 2 4-star selectors, whatever it is, for the, or not 4 stars. The beginner select banner, I picked up Ryuji. And I got Morgana on, oops, not that. I got Morgana, no, never mind. Morgana on the other one that you get from the book. And so now, yeah, this is my On right now. So she has, you know, 2 awarenesses, which is nice. And then, you know what I don't have for her? Her cards have not dropped. Not a single one of her cards has dropped at this point, which kills me. And then I've got, of course, you guys saw my community post if you checked out my page. Flippin' Puppet just wants to come home. She is one away, one away from, like, full awareness. And I have not bought that $5 pack. This is just all from, you know, in-game, you know, banner pulling. What do we got here? Yeah, I don't know if that ranked commenting is a feature I can turn off. Let me see. Engage with the audience. Let me check. There's no option there. So I honestly have no idea how to turn that off. If anyone does know, just let me know. Let's see. About the 300 select banner, it's always going to be the same people you see there now. Well, let me put that a different way. That's how it was in KR. I can't say that they won't change things for global, but to my knowledge, Marion was never a selectable unit on that. Who do you plan on pulling for in standard, or rather how long? So I'm waiting. I'll do a little bit when Miriam comes, or Marion, however you say it, the nurse. And then the other big winner for me is Vino, because Vino and Queen are redonkulously good together. And so I definitely want to run them. Let's see. Yeah, as far as I know, I'd have to check the worldwide Discord and see if anyone remembers differently. But what I remembered, oops, that's the wrong screen. What I remembered is it was always those same ones. Let's see, that's contracts. Let's see if it says in the stuff here. So this doesn't tell me. I could be wrong. I don't recall having her an option in there, though. It's not that one. It would be info. Blah, blah. Draw 300 contracts to get one of the following. And it's kind of the same. Like, you know your 4-star selectors that you get, like in the book? When new standards come in, they don't ever add people into that I'm aware of. I've never seen it happen. Now, it's not to say that they don't like create a new one with a new batch of characters, but like if you're sitting on one in your inventory, 7 months from now, I would not intend for it to have more standard people on it. Yeah, that's what I thought, I didn't remember it updating either. Let's see. Just had today my 50th pull from the Joker banner and got a Morgana. Man, it does hurt when you lose those 50/50s. Yeah, so Guild Boss, I didn't realize it was going to expire today, and a new one started apparently is what Discord was telling me. Because let me show you, I am this close to 40. Now, granted, that's with today's dailies, and I ran some quests and, got a bunch of book stuff done. So some of that, I was actually 38 and a half to start the day. This is all without refreshing stamina, by the way. And so I've been focused so much on streaming, and Jeff, thank you very much for that super chat. That might be what I use to go get. I keep debating if I should just pull the trigger and pick up this right here. Let me preface, I would not recommend anybody buy this set at all. I don't think it's worth the $5, but it's the funniness of being so close to a fully awakened puppet that's what's tempting me. But no, I would not suggest that for anybody else. Yeah, I could have hit 40 by now, but I've been so focused on trying to make videos. I've already scheduled the video for tomorrow. I filmed it during lunch today. And then I think some of the members, did any of the members that are on stream right now see the video today? Did you like it? I did a little bit of a different one. I'm curious how that gets received. Okay, yeah, so Ina just said they were on their Taiwan account, so it does not. So we don't get the other standards added to that 300 selector. So, and that's the thing is I'll eventually get Rin then because there's no one else I would pick from that in particular. But let's go I need to do a little mementos for the sake of getting to level 40. So let's go jump in there while we talk. And I can kind of run mementos and talk to you all at the same time. Where do I need to go? Let's go here and go left. Did I finish all the last stage? Hold on. Gotta make sure I did the last path. Yeah, because this is the new one. I did fully 100% the first palace finally. I forgot I left 2 bosses in there and I went there and just was over leveled. Going to go to Pity on Nurse. I'm going to wait till she actually goes into the standard banner. I'm not going to deliberately pull for her on her own banner. For those who don't know who we're talking about, Miriam, however you say her name, she is, in my opinion, the best healer. And on her A1, if they keep it the same, although they were calling it something else here, she gets penetration, if I remember correctly, which is a fantastic stat. And I know later on in the game they kind of improved on it. And so it's one to look out for. Don't go chasing her A1. Where the heck did that guy go? Don't go chasing her A1 or anything. But, welcome to the Bear Pack. Thank you for joining the membership there. Super appreciate that. So she is who I use as my main healer in KR. And she's just, her heals are amazing. Like you cannot go wrong having her heal for you. All right, let's see. Which way do I want to go in here? Ducky, what's up? Got Joker at 16 pity. That is phenomenal. You definitely beat the odds on that one, my friend. Let's see. A man has fallen into a river in Lego City. That's I just realized that's your full name. I like that. That's crazy. I'm at 39, like 2,000 away from 40. Yeah, I think people were trying to figure out how I got to level 20 or level 30, what seemed like a day ahead of most people. And I finally figured it out. On day 1, when they launched it like at 9 p.m., I got to the point that I could do my dailies and get the daily rewards for it. And I think that 2,000 odd was the difference. And, I'm going to do my best to keep up with chat. If I miss your question, please ask it again. Any tips for the first palace? So, Yaxini, is Yaxini the one that puts you into rage mode? The thing, there's 2 ways to go about Palace 1 and getting it to 100%. There's what I call the challenge mode, and then there's what I would call the you just want to get it done, you don't really care. Neither one's bad. I just want to get it done and I don't care. Wait till you hit level 30 upgrade your characters to level 40, and then you can just brute force any of the fights that you can damage check. So like the what are they? Are they owning? No. The Eliogors, for example. If you're sitting there with like a level 40 on, for example, she's just going to demolish that stuff. Ryuji can be good on those as well. If you want to go the challenge routes, then you definitely have to check some of those mechanics. I'm trying to think of which ones. You'll have to remind me which mechanics they are, because some of them have very specific mechanics that you have to play into. I think the two hardest fights in there for me personally were the one that puts you in rage mode, and then the one that, sorry, I'm like mapping and thinking at the same time. And the Eliogor who makes his buddy take the damage for him, and then whenever you defeat one of them, he gets a buff. That one can be pretty atrocious when you're at level, but a Ryuji would be good there because he can just dish out so much damage if you time it correctly. Let's see. Yeah, 20% pen in A1. I thought it was something like that. It's penetration is a fantastic stat for those that don't know. Win some, lose some. Yeah, it definitely happens. Is it worth pulling in her limited or wait till she's standard? My general advice for standard characters is wait till they go standard banner, because I think you guys are seeing you get quite a few of them. And just I prefer, unless you're spending money, which of course is fine, I prefer to save my limited resources, my gems and such, for limited characters and or limited weapons. Where did that guy just go? Get over here, dude. So that's my general take on standards. Now, I will probably break that rule when Howler gets here. For some reason, she has completely avoided me in KR, and I just really want to play her. She's a really good debuffer. Let's see. My plan is to pull for her banner and get her A1 in standard. Yeah, I mean, that's a fine play as well. With you playing this before, Bear, is there enough time and enough game between banners to get all the P5 cast? So let me think about that. So P5, I want to say you get Fox, then Queen, and they're like right after one another. Then you get Haru and Futaba in 2.0. Is this the whole area? Or I'm missing? Oh, it's over there by the thing. You get Violet and Akechi during the P5R, which is a bit later. That one's not quite as bad because you can wait a while. Who am I forgetting? Queen, Fox, Haru, Futaba, Violet, Akechi. I think that's all the P5 cast because the other ones are out right now. If you're going to do that and you're free to play, you're probably going to want to skip Yui for sure, because you're going to want to hold on to those resources. I would think I'd have to check the schedule. I definitely think you'd have enough time to save for Fox. The hard part would be if you go to pity on Fox and his weapon, would that kill for you? My guess is that their banners, that the next banner will be in a couple weeks. I saw Najox posted something. I want to say he said maybe the 7th or 10th. Don't quote me on that. But that would be probably the Yui banner if that's true. Yeah, that's a tough one. It's some of that may come down to luck, to be honest with you. Let's see. Were this many banners common in KR? So I was not there at the exact launch of KR. I came in at 2.0. And so I don't know at the start to be able to answer that. But they had a 2-week content cycle in KR up until recently. And so they would also have a decent amount of gems. Not enough to full pity, typically, on a banner, but enough that if you weren't trying to get every single character, you did pretty well. Like, I'm only missing a couple of characters. And you also get rerun banners too. So sometimes you'll miss a character and get them later. Let's see. Side quests are amazing. Tabby Cat. I did the Tabby Cat today. That was a fun one. But I'd already done it before, so I knew everything was. So I was a little bit cheaty on that one. Someone in the guild I'm in is in the 50s already. And they have a level 60. A6 Joker. Oh, man. They are pushing that Joker. Good for them. I think you can definitely stamina refresh your way to high levels right now. I don't know that I would. Again, some of it is just timing, but I don't know. I'm not in a rush to get to the end of the content just yet. No hate if you are, though. No hate if you are. Let's see. Don't know if you answer this, but what do we get from the shop that has currency you get from pulling dupes? So you're going to want to get the gems. So I think they refresh monthly. I really don't buy anything else from there. Yeah, Yaxini's boss fights are interesting. I just found out about the baseball and band mini games yesterday. I know you probably can't stream the band, so yeah, I can't stream the band. The band I would play kind of leisurely in KR. I wouldn't say I pushed it too far, but I do like rhythm games, even if I'm not the best at them. But yeah, it's a fun one. I just kind of treat it on the side. The only mini game, like I don't really touch baseball, but I hate the soccer one. Full transparency, like that one gets so annoying to me. How can I make my Leo go before Joker? So your best way, there's two ways. One way is to increase Leo stats via the card system. So those, like the gear sets you put on them, but that's completely random. You know, as far as right now, like you really shouldn't be target farming cards and your stamina until you're much higher level. Oh, I didn't see what this guy's resistances are. So he wants curse. Just make sure I don't put him on something weak. All right, so I'm going to my Joker team for this one. That is not my Joker team. What? That's not Joker, guys. Joker is actually Joker with my Leo and Shun. Those are fine. The other way is on I was going to say Joker. On Wonder, I'm going to put this on auto and see if it actually does something smart. On your Wonder, if your first slotted persona has a passive for speed, I think they call it agility in global, then you can pull that off of them. That'll slow him down effectively. And otherwise, you could put a different persona in the first slot that is slower by nature. And then you can kind of check on it if the speed stat is lower than Leo's. Let's see. Then hit weakness heal off top of my turn. Same song for 20 minutes last night. Yeah, I could get addicted to that rhythm song for sure. Sorry, I'm going to be slower than what other people are answering. I do not have this on slow mode. I'm just that slow at answering your questions. You won the 50-50 on Joker. You're fine to hang out. So Yui is fun from a follow perspective, but she's just okay. We don't really have a ton of great electric damage though. So, you know, like her with a closer is not terrible, but I'm personally skipping her. I would tell you the next really great character is probably going to be Queen from a limited standpoint. She is a massive single target nuke damage dealer. So one to look out for. Let's see. I did not get that bug, Lunik. I don't think. On's best in slot revelation cards. I forget the name of them in global, but it's just the fire set. Let me see if I can show you. So hers. Let's see. So you can come down here. A lot of times, I was checking this. It seems like a lot of their recommendations are pretty darn good. I think this is at Strife, but yeah. See, I don't have any unfortunately yet. But the effect is to increase fire damage. So that's how you know you're on the right one. But I'm pretty sure it's Strife. I don't know all the different translations for global. Just FYI. Yeah, you can get some from different chests and things. Was planning on taking her. What's my next move to get Rin? So Rin, you can just have like a patient approach to, because she can be picked for the 300 when you do the final, or when you do the. Let me just show you. Sorry, my brain is not speaking well. So this here, she can be picked from here, and I think unless you're trying to do something crazy with score pushing, then I think you're fine to wait until you get here. And you might get her on the way anyways, because you're going to have to go through a couple pities to get to 300. That's what I'm doing. I tried for one. So you see I got 80 here. I was like, you know what? I'm going to YOLO it. I'm going to go for one. And I ended up with a dupe of On. So now I'm just going to hold. And I think that's a fine way to do it. Half are A6 Joker. Man, people are pulling hard if they are A6 Joker already. That's crazy. Yusuke on the 27th, I think. Oh, man, that would be a good day for me. I will definitely be pulling for him. I just love his kit. I mean, if you feel like you're doing well, then I would just hang tight. There's nothing that you have to pull right now. Even Joker, you don't have to pull Joker. Is he great in the game right now? Yes. Do you have to pull him? Absolutely not. You can also use like your friend units in some places. So there's places where you can use like someone else's Joker. Soft pity's increased chance. Yeah. So let's talk about the soft pity controversy if you guys want for just a half a moment. So I think Najox puts it best. I think it was Najox that was talking about it. So the soft pity is 100% in the game. We have actual confirmation from the publisher directly. That said, soft pity starts at 71 on character pulls. That's only 9 away from being to pity anyways. So the practicality of it is you're really just not going to feel it in a way that I would say is positive. So can you go in there and at 72 get one? Yes. And what I did when I was doing that pull, what I was shooting for Rin, is once I hit 70, I started one shot pulling to hope to like trigger the soft pity early. And it didn't work out. I went all the way to 80. So on a technical front, it's in there. On a does it feel good spot, it's just not a great soft pity. I think honestly they should have probably backed that down and made the soft pity come a little bit sooner. 5 to 10 pulls, start ramping it up as opposed to at 71. Just bring it down a little bit. Hard to dupe currency could be exchanged for weapons. Yeah, so after you get your A6 on somebody, which is going to eventually happen to everybody when it comes to standards, you can still pull that character. It just gives you the currency for that same shop that we're discussing here in the chat, which isn't terrible because you're going to end up A6ing like most, if not all, of your standards. Thanks for response. Yep. I think what I'm scared of most is pulling on Yusuke and not having enough for Makoto. I would say Makoto is better than Yusuke and has more uses. It's not that Yusuke is bad. It's just that he's a very specific kind of defensive counter play style. And outside of his banner time frame, when they, obviously with every banner character, they're going to have something that caters to that person to get you to pull. But outside of that time frame, if I'm being honest, I don't think there's a ton of, times where you're really like looking for that defensive counterplay. There's a couple guild bosses, obviously you're going to have some Velvet Trials or, he can be good in like the train runs for your ice runs. But aside from that, I would say he's less used than some other characters. I'm pulling him because I got him late in KR and didn't get to use him as much as I want. And him and Ryuji are part of my New Game Plus, is how I like to say it. Yes, you can make presets. So to make a preset, one of the easiest ways, I don't know why it didn't save mine, is you can come up here and you can add. So like I can add a preset here. And then you just put them in, you put your personas in. Just keep in mind that as you get new personas, you do need to come back and obviously switch those out. But yes, you can make presets. It makes life a little bit easier when you're doing things like Velvet Trials. Yeah, I don't know. I literally spent the time to set those presets early. I don't know why mine changed. Okay. Started doing my best on keeping up with chat here. Saving everything for Futaba. Futaba is a great navigator. Most of us would likely say she's the best Navi. Well, maybe you could debate Anj in there as well. She's a much more recent character though. She was the first year anniversary unit, Anj. If Fox is coming out on the 27th of July, then it would have to be August, I would assume. Now, I would say keep your eyes out because I think they're going to release the summer banner potentially early. Let's see. Grants 1 growth stack, blah, 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 reaches 3. He transforms. Okay, I don't really care about that. Let's just run it with the Joker team and let's let it auto. You're welcome, Griever. I'm glad that you're enjoying the videos. I've already got tomorrow's scheduled, so stay tuned for that one. Got a skull dupe for my 80 gold tickets. Got Joker, Weapon, A2 Skull, A2 on. Very nice teams that you can build with those people, especially if you have Leo. Bad for second palace, in my opinion. Yeah, my team in second palace for most of it is honestly, I think Joker. I should probably pay attention to this fight. I'm just letting them roll all over me. It's like Joker. I think Shun and On, just so I get like wide AoE coverage. And so then when he's blocked, On does the rest for me. And then Shun is there from the sustain kind of perspective. And then if I get to the harder fights, then I go in and switch it. Like there's There's that one guy where you have to hit the guy next to him, and that makes him have a weakness, or at least not null it. You hit that, and then you have to keep cycling. That fight's a pain. Like, that one had to be a little bit more strategic and use my personas and such. Is there a rough estimate for how many extra gems limited events get? Got 75 limited pulls. I don't have the estimate. Check Najox on Twitter. He usually tracks this kind of stuff. But I wouldn't say that most patches are giving you a full pity. You might get close. And I think if you're buying like the battle pass or that gem, the 30-day gem thing, you get a little bit closer than that even, obviously because you're paying for something. But I don't know that you're quite at the get every single character, unless you're getting lucky. I mean, if you're not going to pity all the time, you might be okay. Yeah, soft base should make it almost impossible to get an 80. Yeah, there's other games where, like, I was pulling on Ethereum Restart when I was playing that for a couple weeks, and that game's pull system felt just right. No weapons. And I don't think I went to pity, or if I did, it was one time. But that game, whatever they did, it felt exactly how I want a gacha game to feel for pulls. Yeah, Mike, I used to run pull trackers in games like Dissidia and Final Fantasy Record Keeper, and I got tired of it. So I don't think I'll be doing it for this game. It was a lot of work, to be truthful. Should I just save all my limited and standard pulls? Yeah, your standards are going to come, especially, so keep in mind right now, there's just less standards as well, which is a big reason why, like, I'll show you where mine are at. So I got Leo from the selector, so he's whatever. She came from the mission, so she's whatever. I don't think I have her duped at all. Yeah. Shun, I pulled him right after I got him in the game, so he's at an A1. My On is at an A2. Again, just from regular pulls, no buying any. I didn't buy like the $16 pack or anything. Ryuji I got from a selector. Luful, whatever his name is, he's got the one dupe. Puppet, I keep joking about this. Puppet is one away. I did not buy her $5 pack. This is all pulls in game. I think he's default. Oh no, he's awareness one. And then Closer, I think, got an awareness. Yeah, she's got one. Flore has a few. Yeah, he's got two. And this is all the 50 banner, plus I did the 80 pulls. Let's see, she's got a couple. So you can kind of see, like, these people are already ranking up. And then, of course, someone I'm never going to... She's good in first cycle, by the way. I keep giving her crap, but she's good in first cycle. But look at this. I've already got her at awareness 3. And then I think he's default. So that's where mine sit right now. But early game, before they add more standard people, you just have a better shot of pulling... Do I really not have her? I just realized I don't have Yukimi. That's interesting, because I want her for my Fox team. But yeah, I wouldn't chase awareness on whatchamacallit, on standards in particular. Again, unless you love them. And I'll give you guys a preview. My video tomorrow is 100% about should you chase awarenesses and why. And it's a kind of a perspective video, if you will. The members of the channel have access to it right now. But, you know, if you're one of the members and you saw it, let me know what you think. And if you think it'll kind of help people with that discussion. Let's see, what am I missing here? I'm not sure if it's the question for is it the same in other regions? If you're talking about the pull system, yes, except for the other regions have the 110 guarantee banner right now, whereas that came like maybe 5 months into the game's life cycle, roughly. Watch your videos, enjoyed info. How's the grind? So I'm slower than other people's, ironically, because I'm making the videos. I was joking with my guild because they're all out there fighting the guild boss, and I'm about to hit 40. I have not hit 40, so I can't even help them. But it's good. I'm enjoying the crap out of it. I'm actually enjoying my global run a bit better, I think, just because I'm coming with more knowledge, so it's really fun. Should I A1 on or get Morgana? So I personally like to go and get more characters just to have more coverage throughout the game. But there's nothing wrong with an A1 on if you really don't think you're going to use Morgana. Yeah, Yusuke is probably... Yusuke and Akechi are the most skippable in my opinion of the P5 characters. Futaba is just too good of a Navi to pass up. It's one of my few hard recommends. And then Haru is an amazing damage dealer. She is an amazing AoE side damage dealer. I am very much looking forward to her again. She is one of my 2 favorite teams in the game. What tier 4 personas? So I need to go back through that list, Fundinator. I'm going to hit 40 here soon. So sometime within the next week, that video will drop because I'll hit 40. I'll build all the personas or, open them, unlock them, whatever. And then I'll make a video for that. That way you guys don't have to wait for me to hit like level 50 on top of it all. But that will come soon. But I need to actually go there and do the research again because it's been a while since I really focused on their individual skills. 4 Tomokos. They want you on that Tomoko train. Running Joker, Yaling, and Tomoko. Does that comp work? Yeah, so Joker and Yaling, well, you'll hear our scholar Rin. Those 2 are completely synergistic. She is kind of like a 5-star weapon for him. Makoto will give, or not Makoto, Tomoko will give you attack buffs. The thing with Tomoko is she works off of sleep, and the content where you can sleep, you don't need to sleep, and the content you have with bosses, you can't sleep. So that's why I give her a lot of flack. But she's perfectly fine. And right now, if you actually look at SOS, she's on the top of most of the leaderboard. So people are using her. If you have Leo and you want a buffer, I personally like Leo better, but your team there is fine. Let's say A6 Seiji. Oh my God. Thank you. Mostly going for P5 cast. Yeah, you can use the P5 cast and have so much fun in this game. Attack versus attack multi. I hate that they did this. So what he's talking about is if you look at the cards, unless I'm misinterpreting here, who has it? Somebody in my team has one. So you can have these substats. And so attack, you have a few versions. You have attack percent, which is just a flat percentage increase on attack. Let's see if I can find other ones. Attack multi. This is what we called damage bonus percent or damage multiplier percent in other regions. So I wish they would not call it something so similar, but this is like, if you ever hear me talk about cards and you see the cards I have on my KR account and I say damage bonus percent, this is what that is as far as I can tell. And then there's a flat attack that's just like raw numbers, but hopefully that's what you were talking about. On Joker Lufel for Castle 2 with Wonder picking up most of the missing elements. Yeah, I mean, Wonder's really there to pick up your missing elements, and even though he's not your best DPS compared to a limited character that you pull, he can still do well enough DPS to get you through all the content. It's when you're trying to push scores, like the trials or whatever, that you start getting into the, hey, I really want someone to have a little more oomph on my main DPS segment. So it's not that you can't run him, it's that, if I were to compare Joker's best single target damage to Violet, no, he's not going to touch what Violet can do. But he doesn't always have to. You don't always have to min-max. That's another big thing. Do I clear? Oh, have you seen or going to talk about the data mine for business plan? I don't know that they would even need a data mine. It was in the other regions, so I don't think it's particularly hidden. I wish I could tell you that I remember what was in it. I don't. I would have to either go look back at old footage, because I did stream this game as well before. I don't know that I have them on VODs, but I'd have to look and see if I have any videos of it to see what was in it. But I just don't recall. But yeah, I don't assume it's going to be any different or much different than what it was on the other servers. Jota, what's up? Are your premium characters going? So there's 2 types of characters. So someone like Joker, we call limited character. He will not go to standard. He will always be a banner you have to pull for individually, and they'll have reruns. I wouldn't expect a Joker rerun, for a few months at least, but they will have reruns, and your standards are going to be, the upcoming ones are going to be Miriam, Vino. I'd have to really think about what other ones are in the roster. But the good news is I can pretty much assure you we will tell you as content creators, myself included. And the other thing too is when you go to the banners, so the way you'll find out is if you look at the info, I I don't know if they'll say that they don't go in, but the ones that do go to standard, it will tell you in this info somewhere that after their banner expires, they will go into the standard banner. So yeah, I don't think it's telling me that it's not going to. Da, 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 da. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not seeing it say that it doesn't. But I seem to remember the standard ones do say like they will go into the standard banner after. But worst case, just ask me and I'll tell you when they come out. Yeah, Tomoko gets a lot of crap. I'm part of that problem. So Tomoko again she is leading the boards right now for SOS. So a lot of people, have her. So we just don't have a ton of, characters at the moment. And so obviously there's only a few buffers. So, she finds a place for that alone. But then beyond that, her buffs themselves are not terrible. It's only that she will get outclassed, but a lot of characters will get outclassed. If you like her, please build her. Ignore me. Like I said, I talk smack on her. Same with Riddle, but clearly people are getting used. I think one of the, if not the top person on the leaderboard right now is using the two of them. So, the quote unquote, worst picks are still two of the most used characters for SOS at the moment. So close to 40. Let's see. Shikioji in the second palace. That's the one where he switches his resistances, right? That one of the best things you can do is when you hit him with AoE. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Because the way that he works is he's got the little guy next to him. You hit that little guy, and then he's going to make him not null one thing. The second you hit him with that one thing, he goes back to full null. If you do an AoE attack, you'll both hit him for the damage, and the other guy will automatically trigger the next, resistance break, if you want to call that. It is still a grindy fight, and I would advise you to get as many elements on Wonder as you can, and just use him to help you, bridge your elements, and just think about a wide variety team and have a healer on that one would be how I would help you on that. But yeah, I just beat that one yesterday. It's a painful one. So Meredith, you don't need Summer Moko for Haru technically. If you don't go for Summer Moko, I would tell you to definitely get Haru's weapon though. It's just that Summer Moko helps Haru hit those higher EHR rates, which is what increases her damage. And then she also provides that follow-up heal. And she really is just really wonderful for Haru. I will be pulling both of them because, like I said, that's my two favorite teams in the game. Where's the dude? One is the Haru, Tomoko, and Cord. And then the other one, I don't know why I can't find this guy. The other one is Violet, Cord, and Minami, the nurse. Those are my two favorite teams in the game right now. Hoarding for Haru, nothing wrong with that. Trying to give your views, but family vacation at launch makes it hard. It's all good, Mr. Bud. I appreciate any time you show up on one of the videos or streams. Guild is full currently. So in a couple weeks, I'll see if anybody isn't actually playing, and then I'll clear up space if that's true or not. Gave you 2 riddles. Seer cursed. So I should be kinder to Riddle. Riddle ramps up a little bit slower than, say, Leon does, but it's not that she's completely useless. And like I said, she's topping SOS right now with Tomoko. So don't feel like you have to reroll because you have her. If you really hate it, you absolutely could, of course. And then you get, some premium currency now to where you can start with a 10 pull. I just don't want anybody to go down the route of, 8 days of re-rolling and, getting burnt out of the game before you even get to do the first palace. Poor Ketchy, even after his buff in 4.0, yeah, they need to do something for him. Tomoko A6, yeah, right now any support is going to be a benefit. You just don't have, the depth of roster that us from other servers are used to having and all the variety that gives us. And I think, myself included, I'm not immune to this. I think we have to remind ourselves that this is the early game, not 8 months from now. And so sometimes we have to temper ourselves back a little bit. So like cursed image, if you have the stat on Joker. Lunik, I'm not following if that's a question for me. Saving for A6 Futaba, I would not A6. Futaba is one of the few that I might push to A1. I'm definitely not going to push anybody to A6. I will be going for her weapon, though. Oh, I hit him. That's messed up. Hold on, let me chase this guy down. Check chat again in a second. By the way, guys, you got me until 6, which is about an hour and a half, and I need to log off on time to have dinner with the family. I thought it was an additive attack in multiple. Yeah, they need to relabel it, to be honest with you. Telltale Persona game. Ooh. Itty bitty, that would be kind of cool. I haven't played a Telltale game in forever. You were missing Puppet. I could have given you a few puppets in trade for Leo. Too bad you can't trade characters. So I talked about Futaba. Oh, it's duplicate charge. Yeah, so that's a great place to get one of those for the business plan 3. Thank you, the Bunny Knight. Still nothing at 120 pulls. I'm sorry, Brendan. Tomoko, yeah, I would say I would take Leon over Tomoko if you have both, but if you don't, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't run Tomoko with him. Keep in mind too, so when you are playing your characters, if you don't know, up here you've got this, every time you level them up 10 levels, you got this thing. You're going to, at some point in your life, going to want to get to level 70. So, even those characters that you don't want to build, you're eventually going to want to come in here and get it up here. You don't have to do it right away. But, why not use them when they're at their prime? Why not have fun with them now? Why not use Tomoko, let her be your buffer for a couple content cycles until you get like new teams that you want to play? What do we got? Joker's a limited unit only who has his banner come up a lot on CN. He has had quite a few reruns, and they've had some reruns where you get to pick a few different characters on the banner and kind of target pity those characters. That's how I got Summer Moko, because I missed her original run. Yeah, right now I think every character can have a use. That's absolutely right, Garen. I think by the time you're really hitting like level 50, 60, you're going to start figuring out who you want to run and who you don't want to run. And you're going to start like really kind of going into specific teams. Like you're going to start refining your Joker team. You're going to start refining your on team. You're going to want to start building specific card sets. So right now it's a great time to just explore the different characters and get a little bit of a feel for them. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to other streamers that are telling you, hey, don't do this. This person falls off. I'm building Ryuji. I'm building a specific Ryuji team, and I'll tell you most people would tell you not to build Ryuji. But then I think most people aren't looking at SOS and seeing how much damage he does to that boss right now. Same thing with Tomoko. Tomoko and Riddle are sitting in there doing, wonderful things. What do we have here? Deals more damage the lower its HP is. When his HP is low, we'll summon a bunch of dudes. Okay. What are you weak to? So you're weak to Psi, strong against Curse, repels electric. You know what? Let's have some fun. Sorry, chat. I'm going to have to half ignore you for just a moment here because I want to try Ryuji on this battle. Let's see what happens. Become my power. Okay. So I'm going to want to get crazy with this one. Let's do... I will come back to chat. Just bear with me. I got to think through this one a little bit. Do they have quality life features on KR that help decide skill order? I don't think so. The dot effects like burn and curse ignore null elements. Yeah, I always get a kick out of seeing a burn on someone who like repels fire. What's the best thing to get with event currency? I would tell you always go for something that's like a pull based thing first. So if they have the the pull cards, the tickets, whatever they're called, or the meta gems, go with those first, and then look for things like those roses, because those get you from level, look at that, 4,000. Nice, Ryuji. Those get you from level 9 to 10 in your skills, which eventually you're going to want to do, and they're a little bit more limited. And then if there's nothing particularly special about that shop, like a special weapon or a special thing, it's just regular mats, your incense, or I guess it's called fragrance, your fragrance and your crystals for your breakthroughs on levels and weapons tend to become bottlenecks. So that's another good thing to get. Okay, so we have set up Ryuji. Let's see how much damage he does on this one. 16,000. Guys, this is why I love Ryuji. That was a 16,000 hit when I set him up on his buffs and with some debuffs on the enemy. Any idea when the boss is coming for the second castle? With the next patch, which, give me a second. Let me check Najox. Hold on. I need to switch screens for a second, so bear with me. I want to say he might have said like the 7th. If you're not following Najox P5X on Twitter, you should. You should. So he is saying, let's see, P5X 1.1 for English JP is going to be on July 10th. I don't know necessarily where that came from, but that is what he's saying. So that, I believe that is when the finale, if you want to call it that, of Palace 2 will hit you. Okay. Only waifu teams? Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. How's the Marathon's reward card daily gems work? If that's the $5 card thing, then every day when you log in, you just click on the big bells that pop up and you get them. But you do not get them if you do not log in. Do we have strikers units? No, and I'm so mad because I want Wolf. Dude, Wolf would be a hard pity for me. Also remember this game is supposed to be fun. Yes, yes. Did you guys see how much fun I had when Ryuji just put some smackdown on Homeboy there with 16,000 damage? Yeah, have fun. I don't care if anyone tells me that Ryuji's not top tier. Like, he top tier smacked that guy in the face. I would have a question. Oh, that's right, because his damage goes up. I totally forgot about that. Let's put that on him instead. SOS is the Velvet Room trial where you have to get a score. I can show it here in just a bit. Do A0 5 stars remain viable? Yes, yes. I have almost no 5 stars with dupes outside of like your Ryujis and Ons or ones that go on the standard banner. Let's put this on him. There's a part of me that feels like maybe I was supposed to read more about what's happening here with those other guys coming to life. Like maybe I didn't pay enough attention. Let's see, you got lucky with On, Joker Morgana, almost done with the Lufels playing one. Should I pick Skull or get a duplicate? I mean, you see what I'm playing with Skull. I'm having fun with him. So I like him. I prefer to go with more characters versus duplicates just to have more like width in your team and more options. But there's nothing. Oh man, this is getting dangerous. There's nothing wrong with duping out a character that you love. All right, so you have nothing left to be able to do. Oh, he repels. Guys, read your tooltips. I did not realize he was repelling. So I just put myself in my own dangerous situation here. Let's see. Matoha anti-boss. Yeah, clearly. And you know what? And then I threw Ryuji's lightning right on him. I should just punched him in the face. Let's see. What is his affinities? Weak to Psy. We're playing the Psy game then. I'm probably going to lose. I didn't realize he would like bring those guys back and get his life back. That was a misplay on my part. Like have they done the banners on global launch? I prefer limited amounts of banners. I don't want 43 different banners. So that's good for me as well. I just got my A2 Ryuji. At 20 pity, and I can't wait to get that team built. Yeah, it can be a lot of fun. Obviously a very dangerous team as I just lost. I need to actually pay attention to that tooltip on him. But you saw, like, you can crank out some ridiculous damage on him. I wouldn't level the early card sets too much. You have to level a few for the book, you know, for like the early missions or whatever they're called. And then I would focus on getting your sets. So, you know, get your 4 cards that give you your set effects, and then kind of upgrade into the right top bonus, the right main stat. Then from there, you're kind of holding out until you just either get better cards as drops or until later in the game when you get the gold cards. That's when you kind of want to look at that more. And then like level them to where they feel good for the content. How does character speed work? It's just a flat stat, and whoever has the highest will go first. So it just kind of creates a turn order. Best way to build protagonist. So my recommendation is, so, you know, you can only put so many points in right now. So you can see that I need to hit level 40 to put another point in, which I'm very close to. But basically these two are your most important on the skills on the bottom, then this. So it's kind of like do these, then this. Your flat stats, I would go for first, and then this top row. And then if you have more points, like I've been creating all my personas, so I've got, you know, a surplus of points. Then come into your crit skills. These I would just not touch for now until you've got enough points to do all these. So it's kind of like this row, this row, this row is a priority, is how I look at it. Did a random single pull on fun and got an A1 Joker. Blaze, you've got some luck, my friend. Just got A1 Yowling. Nice, nice. Ryuji's top tier in my heart, and that's all that matters. Dusk, that's all that should matter. Me too. Let's see. A6 5 stars only for hitting top in leaderboards. Honestly, that's what I think. Or you just love the character, which is fine too. Check out my video tomorrow. This is exactly what I talk about. Conveniently enough for you, coach. Early Synergy rank is a waste to give gifts if you get enough for early. I believe it spills over, because I've definitely given gifts that had like a double level up on my next level up with that, you know, so, you know, it ranks up from like 4 to 5. Like I've had to jump like a couple levels at once. Dust Diesel, welcome to the membership. Go check out that video early. Tell me what you think. Not during the stream though. Like wait till I'm done streaming. And thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate that. Ryuji gets really good once turbo. Yes, turbo and Anj. Yes. That's a Ryuji doubling up on that turn on that skill 3 is like needlessly awesome. If you have Joker Azio, should I be pulling on himself or his weapon? Love Joker. I would say I would keep him at A0 and save your currency unless you just really, really, really want it. It's not that his A1 isn't a power up. It's just, is it really necessary? And then for his weapon, I prefer the weapon on him. It's not necessary, but I do really like it. Let's see. He needs some support, but he can go ballistic with the right team. Yeah, and you can see there, like, the mechanic of this boss kind of got through me because I'm not healing. I need to go check him out again. I'm going to go run up there and read his face and see what that whole mechanic was. Yeah, I love Ryuji. I will play subpar teams as long as I'm having fun. Like, that's what it is to me. And again, the only place that you need to, I would say need, the only place that you even have a reason to perform better is Guild Trials, SOS, and Astroglobe, which Astroglobe isn't out here yet. Astroglobe is like constellations, and you have multiple stages, and you can only use each member so many times. And so that's why you need like a wide roster. And you can, like, let's say you get halfway through the stage, you can come back to it, but then you're using more of your character. And so it's more efficient to get it done in one fight for that, whatever stage you're on. And so from that regard, sorry, driving and thinking, don't drink and thrive. Don't drink and thrive. Don't think and drive. Clearly, clearly not. And so, giving yourself more power obviously will get you out of there faster, but it's not like significant. And again, keep in mind, I have very few duplicates of anything on my KR account, and I'm doing all this content. I am saving I did one up to 80 pulls pity Sakuya to try to get Rin, and now I'm just saving. I did not get Rin, by the way. All right, so what exactly does this guy say? Deals more damage, lowest HP, as we figured that out because he one-shot Leo. When his HP is low, it's going to summon 4 of the dudes, and after 1 turn, absorb all of them. Oh, okay. So I have to beat them in 1 turn, which is like counter to what Ryuji can do. So Ryuji is like great for him and bad for the AoE side. What are these guys weak to? Nothing in particular. So let's build a team for this one and actually try to not die. Well, he was resistant to curse, wasn't he? Yeah. So this is probably better for a fire team. I'm a little tempted to put Ryuji in place of Leo. We still got our Sai. But he's got a healer, so he's not going to be auto-critting. So that's not a smart play. All right, can my team... I don't trust my team. I was going to say, can they use their powers correctly? And I honestly don't trust... All right, he's already burning, so we'll go straight into skill 2. You don't... Yeah, I don't have Rin either. But remember, when you get to the 300 mark on the standard banner, even if it takes a while, you'll eventually get there. You can pick her at that point. So I wouldn't over-chase her just for the sake of chasing her. Why do I have no health? Oh, did I not heal? This might... See, I can't pay attention to the chat in game as a professional here. Clearly. This might go bad very quickly. Dust Diesel. Okay, so you saw the video. Good, good. Did you... Let me ask you then. Don't spoil it for everybody, but do you think that style... that it makes sense what I was saying? I know it's not like a traditional guide per se, but I'm hoping that it's like still helpful despite that. It's also a shorter video. I think it was only about 15 minutes. It wasn't like a 30-minute one. Question for Joker. Is this 4-star weapon or 3-star? I would still go for his 4-star, but remember, you can get his 4-star from Iwa's shop. I'll show you guys that after I finish getting my butt kicked by this guy. I think 4 is good power boost because it has crits. For on? Or who are you talking about for the 4, Dusk? Why do people consider Soy being... I don't know. So he's not like a traditional tank, like if you think World of Warcraft or something like that, where you're always taunting. It makes them more likely to hit him, but he also is increasing your defense. So even if you're not... if you're still getting hit, even still, he's going to give you... Actually, I think I want to run this. He's still going to give you benefit. And then he has ways of, healing a little bit. Plus, he drops defense down. So he's kind of more of an all-rounder is how I look at him. And I think he's fantastic. I still use him in KR every now and again, especially on, like, Astro Globe. I love how basic anybody is viable. Yeah, for sure. Do you have a team you use for everything? No, I'm very much the play with variety type. Like, I have teams sometimes that's like Joker, on, and closer, just to blitz through stuff and not be technically optimal in the sense of super boosting Joker or something like that. But when you have 3 people AoEing stuff in Mementos, you're gonna clear things pretty quickly. Let's see. Close to second pity, so Ren should show up. Nice. I mean, not nice that you're close to second pity. Don't take that the wrong way. I mean, nice that you're soon to get him. The only knows with Morgana Thief Tactic. Are you talking about a res? There's that, and then Miriam at A6, which do not chase her for the sake of getting a res, but she technically has res on her A6. I'm guessing that's what the question was. I don't know where the question started, so I may be saying the absolutely wrong thing. Then you can spread crits. I'm not sure what that's referencing, so sorry. Soy's MVP. Yeah, Soy's fantastic. My bad, was talking about 4-star Ryuji's weapon. Oh, okay, yeah. I want Ryuji's 5-star weapon, but I have no way to get that anytime soon. Yes, Mona's highlight is a res. Is he burning? He's burning. Yeah, Morgana and Minami. I can't think of another person that can res. Itty Bitty, can you think of anybody? I can't think of anyone but those two. I'm like barely holding on. I think is this her third turn? Does she need to reapply her buff? Yes, she does. Getting strikers. So here's what we know so far is we're on the other, oh, darn it, cattle. On the other servers, we are currently doing, should I do this or burn? We're currently doing P3R. We know that they are going to do Persona 4 in terms of, oh, please, on. We're doing Persona 4 in terms of a collaboration. So all these are considered collaborations. And then they haven't, mentioned specifically any other ones, but hopefully they could bring in stuff like Strikers. Yes, there we go. Haruna is Riddle, correct? If so, she's good in this content cycle, but compared to other supporters, she's just not as efficient. But please, you can use her now, and especially in this content cycle and the early game, she will definitely be fine. I want to main Haru. I love Haru. Haru came out with the 2.0 cycles. Chance of us getting... Oh, I would just answer that. I can cook some ideas. Go for it. Manager Snag, A6 Soy, he's been putting in the work, yes. Per Platypus, if you know him, he's a great content creator. Him and I are actually working through creating a podcast for you guys that we'll host on my channel. But he is A6ing Soy, if I'm not mistaken. Oscar, I would have to check a release schedule. Cord is part of 2.0. I seem to think she was early in the cycle, but I'd have to double check to know for sure. Oh, somebody asked. I gotta get out here to show it. I think we're asking about SOS. So let me show you where that is. So it's this. You guys are gonna laugh at my scores right now. So do you want to know how I do SOS? I auto battle the second this opens up, and then I come back at the end of the season with whatever my strongest units are that make sense for the battles, and then do it. So yeah, I probably have like the worst scores known to man on SOS right now, but they will come up later. But at least get through it, if nothing else, just so you get your stars and some rewards, even if you can't like blitz scores like some people do. But yeah, this is what SOS is. This is what I was referring to. I think it's Sea of Stars is what they call it. Mohammed, I hope in 2 years we have P6. I'll take that to start. Let's see. Did I not open up the save? That was on me. Let's see. I had to go to second page of Joker. Yeah, I'm still hopeful that they give us like some extra rewards, things like, codes or whatever. I'm surprised. Not necessarily me, because I'm not like a big content creator necessarily. I don't think I'd be on Atlas's radar or, Perfect World's radar. But, you always see like with gachas like Vulcan or R&J or, these other really bigger content creators will get codes to share to kind of drum up some interest in a game. And I'm really honestly surprised it didn't go to somebody, or like even, Bladesifer has been covering this game since months and like probably over a year now. And, he didn't get any codes to give, at least none that I'm aware of. Cord is like an insane must pull. Honestly, I try not to tell people are must pulls because I don't want you to get, limited to the quote unquote meta. But she is one of my few that I'm going to tell you I think really is. What she can enable on a team is phenomenal. And you get her in teams like with Violet, for example, and she just, man, it's insane. It is the best way I can say it. So she will be one that, you know, I'll never tell you have to pull somebody, but I am going to put her on a strong recommend. Pulling on the limited banner, do pulls and pities carry? Yes, pulls and such carry over, or pities carry over. It's always the same banner type, the same banner type. So like your limited banner for Joker, when that becomes a new limited banner, it will be on the same type. When we get banners that have, and this is like much later in the game, when we get banners where it's like reruns and you can pick 3 characters, those will share a pity, but they won't share it with like the 1 character limited. Oh, let's see. And sorry if I've missed any questions. Please feel free to put them back in there if I've missed them, or throw me the @ sign so I, you know, see it. I want Court and Nurse. Yeah, they're fantastic. Got Joker. Just curious, like some other games. Yeah. The pity carries over. My favorite thing about P5X by far is that it actually isn't too large. And you know, some people are out there like, I need a terabyte to run this game. It is. I'm surprised for the gacha size of how large it is, even if it's not like the worst ever. Like, it is still pretty big. Wondering what y'all think if Joker and Yui would be a better pull. I would pick Joker over Yui personally. You know, even if I take my fanboyism out of Joker, there's just not a lot of content I look at Yui and I'm like, oh, I totally wish I had Yui for this. Whereas Joker, you know, especially with his extra turn mechanic, just can do a ton of damage. Yui's not bad. It's nothing like that, but I just find the Joker team comps to be better. Personal preference, though. Is it worth going through standard pulls for Rin? So I would save, because Rin is always going to be an option when you get to 300. So when you hit 300, you can just click on her, and that's yours. So if you're chasing her right now, what you're risking is, you know, if we had Minami on here, if we had Vino on here, you could be pulling them on the way to Rin, which is why I did 1 YOLO up to 80, hoping to get Rin, just like a lot of people. I did not get her. And now I'm just going to sit back and, you know, just think about it. There's someone else you can slot. Rin might be great for Joker, yes, but it doesn't mean that Leo's not great. It doesn't mean that you can't put Tomoko in there, or, you know, Riddle, or other supports as they come out. It's just, you know, Rin is just a very synergistic character for him. Not mandatory, though. I haven't played solo leveling, so I don't honestly know anything about that one. Yeah, any character can benefit, except with the exception of your, like, you know, P3 cast with the Theurgies. They're not getting the free Theurgy as far as I know. Yeah. But she still powers them up, if I'm not mistaken. I think she makes them hit harder. Falcon, how are you? It's good to see you in chat. Sorry if I'm slow to get through all the chat. I'm trying my best here. The only place meta matters in this game is in those score modes. So SOS and Guild. I mean, are you really worried about the meta if you beat Palace 2 boss 3 turns before I do? Honestly, I could care less if I got on the last turn, you got on the first turn. Like, that meta doesn't do anything. Your 50-50 carries over, yes. Well, I see what you're saying. Hold on, let me think about that one. Does your 50-50, so if I lose, I want to say yes. Let me see. We'll say down here. Oh, not the history. Let's see. Opportunities, blah, 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 blah. That's the rates. Okay. They get specific. Round it up to the 4th decimal place. There's your things. Did I skim my password? Says it. Somewhere it should be saying that it carries over. So that's the guarantee for the pity. The Phantom Thief of the same rarity appears in the next or subsequent draws when the most wanted Phantom Thief will appear. That's a weird wording. After you obtain a regular Phantom Thief, so that's the banner character. Your next one is the special must one draw will be valid until you obtain of the same. I wish this was spelled out better. I'll have to double check that one. Because I don't want to misinform you and say that if you lost a 50-50, the next one will be. I thought it did, but I would rather be certain on that. Because the pity does carry. So like if you're 30 pulls in, that 30 will go to the next banner. But yours is a very specific question. The 110 banner came out roughly 5-ish months in, give or take, a content cycle. The nurse will not be added to the 300 picker. So what you see is what you'll get for that one. Should I use my free 5-star on A2 on, or should I get Mona? I personally like to go for more characters. There's nothing wrong with duping out your on, though. If you really just don't want Mona and don't think you're going to use them. But you will find content later where you're going to have more than one team. And when we get Astro Globe, that has multiple parts to it, and you can only use each character so many times. So it's good to have more characters at that point. If I got a gold universe card with great substats for on, oh, you did. I read as if. Is it worth maxing this card? You would take a lot of resources to do that at this stage of the game. I would say if you feel that your on is underpowered, you can consider it, but I don't know that I would push it all the way up because what is it, 20? Is 25 the max on a gold card? Bring it up to 10. See what you feel about it at level 10 first. Yeah, Dusk, I think that's how this one works as well, but I don't 100% know, and I feel like that's the kind of thing I don't want to misinform on personally. But if somebody else knows, like if anybody's in chat knows for sure. What if you don't have Leo or Rin? So use Riddle. Did you use your selector yet? Because you will get a 4-star selector from, I think, page 1 or part 2, page 1. Let's see. Yes, step 1 gives you a 4-star selector when you get to plan 2. So keep in mind, you do have a chance to get somebody that you want as a 4-star from that. You suggest continuing standard pulls now. I would still, like, if you want to YOLO like I did and go for one more 5-star in the standard banner, I don't think that's a terrible thing. But I would try to save some resources for when there's more and arguably better standard unit characters. Let's see, up, left, up, left. Yeah, I did see that. So they did confirm it's the same pity system. I just don't recall if you lost your 50-50, if that means that you could, just go to the 80 pity on the next banner. That's the part that's more nuanced that I don't fully remember or know. I believe it does, but again, being wrong on that means somebody might waste a whole bunch of materials or gems or whatever, and I would hate to put someone through that. I want the extra character, honestly, so thank you. You're welcome. Let's see. Gacha, then I'm going to go get Rin. Mona spooked me. What mechanic made me one-shot palace mobs in the overworld during palace, but not palace 2? It has to do with your level of wonder. So once I forget how many levels, maybe it's 5. Once you're so many levels above the enemies in either Mementos or the palace, then you'll one-shot them as you run by, except for the ones that are, designated as strong enemies, or there's sometimes ones that are blocking specific doors, and so those ones you won't be able to one-shot. Those ones are like scripted, you have to fight them. Let's see, I think it does carry over because I lost a 50-50 going for an A1 Joker and now saving for Makoto, and on the pull history next to Pity. Okay, thank you, Elemental. So, yeah, that makes sense. So that would suggest that it does carry over. The if you lose a 50-50, you get it on the next one, for the next banner. Do you think we'll ever get other Persona user villains as units? P5 our final boss. I would love him to come in. P4 penultimate boss would also be a good one. I know exactly what you're talking about. I want him. Do I think we'll get him? I think if it was in the immediate plans, we would have seen it with the P5R collab, which is, obviously where we get, Akechi and Violet because they're P5R. I think what would be interesting is if you've played Persona 3, the you know, the antagonists for most of that game. I think that would be a good sign if they brought them in. That could tell us that they're on that path. What is this now? Okay. Deal more damage. We'll take 9% of the damage for other shadows. It will instead enter Endure state. Will be fixed at 1 and will die after 2 turns. So I think this is just, we'll keep our fire team going on this one. Fire team, do you think I can let you auto so I can talk to chat? Can you do this and not kill me, please? Just yellow and got Rin, so I'm happy. There you go, Ducky. There you go. Sometimes the yellow pays off. You know, it's a gacha game. It happens both ways. Is Rin coming out as a 4-star first? Yes. So Rin is 4-star, and then, or not Rin, Wind. And then there's a 5-star Wind that's a party member later on down the road. Does carry over. Okay, cool. So it sounds like we got a couple of people confirming that if you lose your 50-50 and you're like, forget it, I don't want this banner anymore, you can go into the next banner with that pity. Tea time out, 2 seconds. I just gotta let my dog out of my door here. Give me a second. Momo, come here. Come on. Oh, do you want to say hi? Do you just want to say hi? He wants to say hi. He wants to say hi to everybody. Mo, do you want to be an internet star? Every time I stream, you're like, let me come sit in your lap. Hi, Poppy. Say hi to everybody. Tell them to good luck on their gacha. Can you say that? No? Okay. Let's let you out. Come on. Go play with the kids. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the best 5-star character. That is Momo. All right. Let's see. Are you able to transfer 100% of XP into a revelation card to another? I know you do get XP. You know what? After this fight, I can test it. I'll use it on a low level and see what happens. I mean, if I'm out a couple mats, it's not the end of the world. Wow, are my people dying? I put them on auto and my people over here dying. Way to go. Auto battle. You should make a gear guide or sets. I don't see any. Remember always having a lot of those. Make a gear guide or sets. I don't think I'm following that one. Like a set that you can equip on and off people. That would be kind of cool because then you can switch cards to other people when they share things. Sepia is a pretty terrible character. The Curse Dealer? Not necessarily. I mean, I think the problem is him and Joker, not Joker. Yeah, him and Joker are both dying in my team right now. Are both curse damage dealers, and it's just Joker does Joker things right now. But he does, so Sepia you can play as a dot type character, which is kind of fun because of the curse mechanic. I'm dead. Way to go, game. Way to kill me when I turn my back. Try to show people a dog. Let's go test this card theory. I want to see what happens there. The card has spoken. Everyone must pull. Yes, exactly. Let's see. Let's try it out. All right, so somebody mathificate with me. I need to pull. Let's go with her because I know she doesn't have a card, so we can test it really easily. Let's just put on this one here. We're going to enhance it. All right, so 120. Let's feed it some gray cards. So let's 120 plus 80 is 200. Look at my amazing math skills. Are you guys impressed? I didn't even need a calculator. So 200. And now let's pick a different card. And then let's find our card here. That's not the card. I don't want that one. Where's the one I leveled? Hello. Where did you go? Did they lock it because I leveled it? Hold on. Where are you, card? Am I going blind? Oh, there it is. Okay. Did I not hit okay? Oh, there it is. I could not find this thing. That was ridiculous. Okay, so let's enhance it, and we're looking for a lover's card. There it is. Okay, so not quite 100. I'm not sure. So we did 80. Let's do the math here. So we're getting, how much is it without? So 120 plus, what was that, 44, I think it said? Oh, got it. Puts it right in the display, 164. So 164 divided by 180, divided by 180, going to bust out a calculator here, is 91%. I don't know if that's the same for all cards, but I mean, a little bit of science on stream never hurt nobody. Okay, let's see. I am doing very good, Big Mish. Let's see. I still use Nijima today, so relevant for a very, very long time. What else do we got here? They might skip both summer characters for this year and next. I don't know if they'll do that, Oscar. I think they realize how popular those characters are, and they're going to want to do things that sell. So I could definitely see them, if anything, doing them early, not late. Oh, thank you, Lunik, for that, the math on that as well. Yeah, you lose a little bit. We just put that a little bit. Good personas for Wonder. Alex, it's tough because it's somewhat situational. You know, because you do have your ability to run specific, you know, like if you need a fire, you can throw fire on there. Or, you know, if you want someone with a defensive buff, a defensive buff. I can give you a couple off the top of my head, but I'd tell you that, was it today or yesterday? It was yesterday. I set a video out that actually covers the ones for ranks 1 through 3. So that will go into more depth. But if I still have my notepad here. But like, let's see, Barith gives you Tower Kaja, which is an attack buff. Succubus gives you crit buff. If you need Firebreak, Ouroboros, however you say his name, the horse-looking thing. Asperus is another one with Rebellion. Kodama has Tower Kaja. Jack Frost is the best mascot, so just because. New has insta-kill, and you would be surprised how many things are not resistant to insta-kill in this game. Let's see. Lena Side I use a lot right now. She's fantastic. Raksashi has Auto Mataru, so that's a really good one. Naga has Auto, the defense one. I don't know how to say it. So those are some like kind of early ones. Jijo Kujin gives you attack party up. But yeah, if you want to get like super in depth and also talk about how to use personas for the stats, that's actually in that video. It would just be hard for me to cover because that was like a 25-minute video. So I'm trying to give you the 3-minute version of go check out these couple of personas. Let's see. I know. I'm so blind that the XP was right there on the top right. Y'all are free to make fun of me. I don't mind. So you're going to get a ton of cards in Mementos in the palaces just by getting treasure chests and stuff. So, you know, you're not going to get like yellow cards much right now, except for a couple in the book. But yeah, you can just, if you play Mementos, you're going to get a ton of them. And Palace too. Hope when 5-star doesn't come before Lunar New Year. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I really actually want the Lion Dancer this time. I don't have her in my KR account, but I really want her. I actually want her, and I would like to get her at A1. So Oberon, the meta right now, it's tough because like Jokers are only really like new limited. So he's obviously good, and the first guild, or is it the guild trial? The first SOS is built for him. And so, you know, he's going to be at his best early game. But the game only really kind of calls to a meta when you're trying to do the score challenges in SOS, so Sea of Souls or Sea of Stars, and the guild boss battles. But right now, whereas you have a good opportunity to potentially beat, you know, a lot of people in rank high, you are going to start coming up against whales eventually, and you got to really ask yourself if that's worth the meta for you. Okay, so I really need to target down the friend more, is what this is telling me. Oh, they're level 45, so they're also out-leveling me. Oh, and she drains fire. So the whole time, I was not even looking at the screen, not realizing that she drains fire. Awesome, awesome. So no curse, no fire on her. Can we? And I don't know that we can. Can we DPS race it with Ryuji? This will be interesting. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I can switch though. I can pull Puppet in. Seeing as how she's A5, one away. I'm seriously contemplating dropping $5 after the stream and just getting the packet that has her just to say I A6'd her. I know it's not the best thing to do, but I just really don't care. Okay, I need to focus on this one. So I'm going to want to use his heal after this round, I think. So let's do this. Let's start getting some defense down. And then we're going to buff Rouge. Succubus is fantastic. She's like my early game go-to. Now, she's not necessary on a Ryuji Leon team because he'll auto-crit, so you don't need it for that. But that's why you don't see her in this particular team. And so I instead focus more on like the defense defense downs. Blah. Yeah, so you can't get all personas up to level 99. There's a hard limit on how high each of them can level. Wonder, is it okay if I only matter for one team? Well, so some of the endgame stuff requires more than one team, so you do ultimately have to have more than one team. Isn't Katone the ice girl but the 5-star? So Katone is actually wind and ice. She can switch her 5-star version around. The other wind DPS is Fleuret, and he is a lot better than you may think. I wonder if I should have actually gone for him first. No, so the card set is saved to your characters. I can show you the A4 Joker, what his things do after this. Like when I can go into his character and show you. Yeah, buys packet, proceeds to get another dupe. That's exactly how it will happen too. You know it. Like that's just how this stuff works. All right, so I already did that buff. Let's come in with this. I know, I love soy. Like, I can't wait to see what they do with like a 5-star soy. $5 for a funny story and I'd max out character you use. Sounds like a great value for the storyline. Yeah, exactly. Limbo. I'm seriously tempted. Like, so to the question on can you do all the content as free to play and get all the rewards? I can 100% attest to the fact that you can because I currently have done it in KR. Now, I will tell you when Palace 4 came out, I stopped actively progressing the story because I wanted to save that for global and have that as like a fresh experience. But 100% you can get everything out of the game as a free to play. Will you top the leaderboards? No, absolutely not. But you'll get far enough along that you get all the gem rewards. And the only thing you're going to be missing is a couple persona coins. And so your people at rank 8, top 1%, are going to get a couple of the top end persona dupes a little bit faster than you will. That's what you're missing out on. I don't think it's worth chasing for. That's what I think about that. Do you think I can do all? Oh, I just read that one. Yeah, exactly. You can do endgame free to play. That is absolutely not a problem. Who would have thought that the DPS with built-in 40% crit rate would be strong? Yeah, I mean, who needs crit? Who needs crit? How do I fuse a 5-star rank 3 persona? You have to get a duplicate of it, either by using the coins to get it or fusing it. And I can show you this in the menu after. And then where you level them up, you just is like a plus and you put it in there and then you can use your duplicate coin to break them through. I think they call it overclocking, and then you can level them up again. Let's see. Yes, primary one is currently filled, but if you join us on Bladesifer's Discord, I can grab you guys a link here in just a few minutes. Then you can see if there's other guilds still recruiting. I'm not entirely sure just because I keep up with the discussion on the guild that I'm running. Look at what's not registered. You need to clear a few persona battles. What made you play the KR version? I came off of Sword of Convalaria, which I was a content creator for a little bit of time. And I want another game to play. I debated if I want to play this or wait for it to come to global. Granted, at the time they hadn't said that it was coming to global. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to install it. Me and Showtime Doctor, another content creator, we both installed it, and I called him that night on Discord. I'm like, yo, this game is insane. Like, you've got to try this out. It feels just like Persona 5. And so I had planned on playing it for a very short amount of time and then just moving on with life. And I've been hooked ever since. And that was a long time ago. So that is my how did I get into this game story. Leo, you can do what I'm doing. You just cycle his skill 2 to give the shield and give buff, and then skill 3 to give more buffs. You could play him just like that. He's gonna die soon. I've not paying attention what turn I'm on though for him. I don't want to risk Ryuji. What is this? Wind damage. I could switch him into this. Drop that. Actually, I should hold that until after he dies. Yeah, that's the play. So we'll just get some defense down going on them. Yeah, Neko Shogun is one of the two that I actually did that with because he's actually a really good character. Or, you know what I mean, persona. Yeah, Crom Cake, that's what ended up dragging me. Was I was enjoying the story quite a bit, and I love that style of game. And ultimately, just the daily grind, if you will, of it wasn't as fun as I wanted it to be. Need some tokens, just cleared one stage. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to assume you played other Persona games. SMT4 would be the last one I played. Oh, God. All right. Let's get some shields going on. Yeah, SMT4 I think is the last one I played. And I've played Persona 4 Golden is my favorite of the Persona games. And then I've played, Persona 5 through Royal. And then I recently completed Persona 3 Reload. Social links. Yeah, the social links, they definitely did what they had to try to fit it into a gacha system, but it still feels like it could be a bit better. I agree with you there. Just missing 2 for Neko Shogun, yeah. The P4 collab, I think that they're just going to wait, honestly, for the remake. I don't suspect we'll see that soon. Plus, they're doing Persona 3 right now, so they just released Akihiko. And then, I don't remember if they said who's next, if it's Koro or not. Bam! I love his big hits. Yeah, see, guys, you can use Ryuji. Yeah, I finally sold my 3DS, but SMT4 is fantastic. Basic banner can expand. So the beginner select banner is what it is. It will never change. The standard banner here, this will not change. These characters will still be the same no matter how many standards get put into the game. But then the standard pool, every time a standard banner character is released, they'll have typically their own banner for like a 2-week period. And then once that banner expires, they come into this banner. So then they become part of somebody that you can pull. So like Miriam will come out soon, and she will be her own banner. If you're just patient, you can get her if you want. But if you're patient, she'll eventually come into this banner. And I got about 30 minutes, y'all. So feel free to ask as many questions as you want. Expedition 33 is on my list, Joseph. I definitely want to play that one. So the second story palace is the final boss. You can't fight him yet. He'll be in the next content patch on, I believe, the 10th. I definitely want strikers and tactical. There was something else somebody wanted me to show. Oh, personas. So in your fusion, the way that you level them up is once you have someone and they're leveled, if you come to enhance, there's a plus here. I got to hit level 40 to do them again. Do I have anybody that I can show this on? Succubus is max, Principality. So do you see this plus? If I had a Principality seal, I could click it and then I could overclock and then you can level them again. So that's the actual mechanic of how you level them. Is it Junpei? Oh, Junpei's cool. I like Junpei. Although Akihiko is my favorite. As far as I know, we're getting Karo. He'll be the best character for sure. Uh, yeah, don't let your stamina cap. If nothing else, just run a stage just to bring it down so it doesn't overcap. Regi is good as long as you understand that, you really don't want a healer and how to play around that. Now, will I bring him to every palace boss? Probably not, because they just have so many phases. Or if I do, that's a place where, you could bring an extra healer on Joker. Not Joker. God, I'm always going to do that. On Wonder and, let's see, go down or around. So you could bring with Wonder a healer to, give yourself a little bit of breathing room in a pinch. Just try not to get him out of his rebound status because he needs that to do his top damage that you were seeing there. How do they come back? So limited character banners, when they come back, you've got a couple things. So one is just the same banner. So they'll come back and it's just a rerun, some odd months down the road. Nothing particularly fancy. Is exactly what you see for the Joker banner now. And then the other way that they'll come back is on a selectable banner. And the selectable banner will have 3 slots on it. And they'll give you so many characters that you can pick from. For example, on Valentine's Day, they gave you all females except for Violet. She had just come out. Ooh, level 40. Yeah, baby. We're doing it. This should give you an stamina refill when you level. Oh, what am I getting? Oh, okay, so I can do Guild Boss. Now that I've missed it for the week for my actual guild. But you can pick and basically fill 3 slots. And then you're choosing who you're going after for pity is what you're doing. So your limiteds will come back on banners like that on occasion. Let's see. How many pulls can a free-to-player get during each patch? I don't know, to be honest, Toro. Najox P5X on Twitter tends to track that, at least I believe they did on the other servers. Might be worth checking their Twitter and seeing if they have anything for it, but I don't have that answer myself. What does this guy want? Is Joker good without? Yeah, so my Joker right now is being run with Leon. I don't have Rin. And Leon is just going to give you more attack, and if you have his 5-star, you can get extra crit damage as well, or his A6, but I don't know too many people that have his A6 yet. But yeah, when we talk about synergies, it just means that there's potentially a sort of best in slot. But this right here is a great Joker team, by all means. Like, I'm using it. Now, granted, I just built Leo today, but I already knew that he would be good in this team. So I was, I have that foresight. Oh, I didn't read his mechanics. God, I'm terrible today. This is not the team you'd bring to a single target anyways. Let's just run it on auto and I can rechat. I might die here. Let's see. Is on A4, I would go with Ryuji over another duplicate of On, just so you have that width of your roster. It gives you more options with things like Velvet Trials or, SOS, or later down the road when we get Astro Globe. Let's see. I believe they have to be under 60% is what he's talking about to get his stacks, which you're seeing right now where you get the extra turn. I can double check, but I thought it was 60%. Oh, I owe somebody an A4, which is Joker's A4. Yeah, so weapon reruns happen when the limited characters come back as well. So you're always going to have their weapon when they're available to pull. If you get a character A6, can you still get them? Yes, you can still get them in your pulls. They just convert into those gems that you can use in the whatever the shop is called. I forget. But yeah, they just convert the gems. Remember that time I was supposed to actually read the mechanics and I didn't? And I have no idea what is going on with this fight right now. Any advice for SOS? Yes. So you want to read the mechanics. Now, if you saw my scores right now, I was joking earlier. I always just run it on auto when it first opens just to get the rewards. But if you're pushing score, then you want to play into the mechanics. And the one right now is basically hit elemental weakness, and then you can't crit, but there's like a formula at the bottom that says, your crit rate plus some other things equal more damage. And so you want to play into that. So I want to say stage 1 is curse week. And so it's obviously playing the Joker, and it's an AoE fight with like, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it has like the unicorns, whatever they're called. And then the other fight is like really good for like a Ryuji, for example, because he's weak to physical. And I think his other thing is ice. That's with him. But yeah, try to hit weakness damage in this particular 2 week version. And then once the 8 days goes away, or however many days are left, just keep in mind that it'll have different mechanics each time. So each SOS cycle has different mechanics, and they get reused sometimes, but like it'll be different in a week or so. Hey, yo, I'm a little mad because I grind for a long time for Joken on. Oh, so do you not have Joken on yet and you're wanting them? Is that what you're saying? I really should have read this fight. I was not paying attention. So yeah, I mean, Joker is very much unfortunately, some people end up going to pity on him. On you can get from the beginner selector though, or from finishing the first part of your book. Let me go back and answer that A4 Joker question. I also can level up some characters, which will be nice. So A4 Joker, if you were to go for that, and I'm not saying you should, but just so you know what it is. So your Will of Rebellion is basically amping up damage and such too. Oh, this is on highlight. So when you do highlight, you go right into enough stacks of Will of Rebellion, which means that you automatically go into your instant turn. Because its default is just one. So if I go to his, I think it's just one. If I go to his skill here, you get one Will of Rebellion, and you need 3 to trigger his extra turn. So when it reaches 3 stacks. So if on turn 1 you highlight, you automatically are in his extra turn cycle. So that's why that's good. Let's see. Yeah, I could have done that, Okpito. But it was more of like I didn't set up the team. So the team itself probably could have been better to begin with. Makoto's weapon I think is worth pulling. She just does devastating damage. I love that character. If it's all the same exchange rate, if you craft upgraded leveling mats on bench, I have never tried to do it at the crafting table. I guess I'm just lazy, if I'm going to be honest with you about that. I've always just done it in the menu here. So that is I don't even know if I have enough mats. Yeah, see, I don't have enough, so we can try it. So if we do this, it's going to cost 30. Let's go check. I can just go to my workbench. I'm guessing it's the same, but maybe you'll teach me something new here. By the way, you can hit Q from the main city to go straight to your house if you didn't know that. I wish he'd walk faster in his house. Do I not have it unlocked? Or I just walk right? I walked right past it. So yeah, so that's the same. It's 3 to 1 because I need 10, right? Let's double check. We needed, yeah, so it was 3 to 1, so it's the same number. So it doesn't matter. Unless there's a perk. There's some characters that give you perks for the workbench, but I don't know. I've never seen anything mentioned on these, but I've never paid enough attention. It would be a great perk if it did, though. Will Katoni clear comfortably for the next patch? I guess it depends on what's in the next patch. Like if the ice, if it wants ice damage and SOS, then that'd be amazing. But I don't know. I know a specific boss has a phase where they're weak to ice, but I don't know that you have to build it just specifically for that. Full pity on Joker. I am sorry, Freight Train. But hopefully your next pull is far more favorable to you. Love the live streams. Thank you. I'm happy you guys are here getting some knowledge off of me. Any idea when the quest for only, and I think Jeff maybe, when does a quest for Okean Synergy unlock? Mine just unlocked today. So I was level 38 maybe, so it's probably just before then. It's probably a certain place in Palace 2 that triggers it, like when you get far enough would be my guess. Like, when you're like, we're able to freely explore it maybe. But yeah, I just literally kicked it off today. Any thoughts on Yusuke? I will pull Yusuke. There's not a lot of content that needs his mechanics because he's this like taunter counter mechanic, and you build him on defense, which is interesting. So you pair him with like Puppet instead of Okeon, for example, and a Navigator, and his damage scales off of defense or like damage bonus multipliers. And so for him, you definitely can get by without him. I got him very late in my KR account, and as a result, I didn't get to use him as much as I wanted to. which is why I'm pulling him when he comes out now. And so definitely a good character, definitely not like total S rank topping all the charts all the time character. So you're safe to pull him, but you're also safe to skip him. You get proficiency on mats. Okay. Okay. What's up, Riku? It's good to see you, buddy. Doing the bench the first time for bonus. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now because I need some. Workbench. Craft. And I need, what did I say I need? 10? Confirm. Code Nor, what's up? I've been just playing with mementos just so I could kind of zone out and chat at the same time, not having to focus quite as hard. I'm going to do it for these two because why not? Might as well get those bonuses. And yeah, now I just hit 40 code, so I can actually finally do the boss, the guild boss. I won't do it right this second. I need to level my characters first, but I did get it. We're just going to do these really quick. Is there a way to advance time? Not that I know of, Ito. We were playing around earlier, seeing if we could jump in our bed, and it didn't let us. So I think it was on our last stream. Maybe we were trying that out. So like I can't be like, go to sleep. Like that would be awesome. Like I'm clicking on it. It's not letting me. Hate the banner. Yeah, some banners are going to burn you, unfortunately. That's the bad part of gacha games. Further into Palace 2. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was going to say, because I remember it was literally recently, and last night I was pushing Palace 2, like I finished the first 2 floors completely. Or maybe all of floor 1, and I'm like mostly done with floor 2, if that helps at all. Raiden, Impact, it's good, man, it's good. I'm just catching up a little bit on the metaverse and talking with the peeps here. So, can you skip Nijima? No one is a must-need unit. There's a couple that are very strong recommends, like Futaba and Cord. But if you don't like her, what she brings to the table is ungodly single target nuke damage, especially for this stage in the game. And I can tell you that I still use her up until current content in KR, where I've backed off of the KR account. So she's definitely valuable, especially when you pair her with Vino. Like that, Vino is like her 5-star weapon, is what I like to tell people. And so you can skip her, but she is absolutely devastating. I'm not going to say skip her and then not tell you that she's actually good, because she is good. I'm ahead of you. Yeah, you know what's funny, Code, is it hasn't been so much work for me because I was actually off Monday because I did the Metallica concert on Sunday, and I was like, I'm not trying to get home at midnight and get up for work at 5. But I've been trying to put a lot more into streaming and a lot more into making videos for everybody, especially at the start when there's more information to give people and people are trying to find out systems. So like right now, I could be crushing Palace 2, but I'd rather sit here and answer questions and just help people. Showtime, you're the nerd, my friend. Whatever. I love Showtime Doctor, guys. He's another content creator, a good friend of mine. So, give him some love as well. Do we know when the summer event is coming? It's not confirmed yet. I think most of us are speculating earlier than it did by comparison of other servers, just so that it's actually still in the summertime. But there's been nothing stated, at least that I've seen. When the guaranteed banner comes around, if I'm going to go for extra copies for a character, okay, so mathematically, somebody did it on Discord. I haven't done the stats myself in a while, but so the guaranteed banner statistically is better than the 50-50 for a single copy. However, I believe, I forget when it is, but at a certain point on your A6 journey, the 50-50 becomes better. Just your probability of going to double pity diminishes when you're going for 6 copies. So if you're chasing maybe an A1, you might still want to go for the guaranteed banner. But if you're trying to go for an A6, that's when you're going to go on the 50-50. But buyer beware, the gods can get you. They can make you go to pity every single time, which would absolutely be atrocious. And I would be crying with you because that would be freaking bad. Every major update for story monthly. No, not monthly. I'd have to check the content cycle, what they have. Let me see. Hold on. I'll tell you what we have planned already. We, as if I'm a developer. I mean, like the game has planned, not me personally. I wish it was under my control. You guys would have the 110 banner if it was under my control. Let's see. Hold on. I'll tell you what I see. Gotta do some scrolling. I'm on Najox P5X Twitter, if you're wondering where I'm getting this screen from that I'm gonna not show you but actually read to you. Oh my God, he posts a lot. He is a very informative gentleman. I shouldn't assume gender. I actually don't know if Najox is a guy or not. Okay, so we just hit July, obviously. I didn't even realize. I asked the dumb question on Twitter the other day. I was like, does anybody know when the monthly reset is? And I'm like, and they're like, dude, like it's July, it's June 30th, like it's tomorrow. And I'm like, oh God, yeah, calendars. So another reason for you to make fun of me. Okay, so actually, let me see. I need to make sure I'm not showing anything that you shouldn't see, like my personal accounts. Hold on. Am I safe? I think so. Why is it not showing my screen? There we go. Here's the calendar, guys. So let me get my big old head out of the way. So what you're seeing here is the content cycles. This is the translated from Japan, but I just like the layout better. But we're getting here in a few days, I want to say it was like the 7th or 10th, we are getting the version 1.1, which will conclude chapter 2. And then you'll see chapter 3 is released somewhere. It says from August onwards, but you've got 1, 2, 3 patches. So you think about like, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks would be my guess. And so this would probably be more like mid-August would be what I would assume. So this is what you should kind of anticipate coming out. So you get some, synergy stories. Those are like confidants, more, quests and stuff come out. I'm assuming the Craving Metro line is the heart rail from the other servers, which is like a roguelite thing. You get the third business plan. That's coming in our next version. And then you get a bunch of events, things like that. So that's kind of what the roadmap looks like for the time being. Boom, get back in game here. Okay, let me get back to my chats. Bear with me. Okay, let's see. What have I missed? I got about 15 minutes. I can answer questions. I got to go have dinner. How good is Joker's 5-star weapon? So you don't need it. Every single 5-star weapon is going to give a power spike. And I can show you what the differences are on his. So here's his 4-star. Increase attack by 12%. When attacking a foe with an ailment, you get an additional 19.1. Not bad. This is pretty standard for a weapon. Just basic kind of increases, a little bit of effect. Now I go from 12 to 30% attack. So I've got a big spike in attack. After gaining Will of Rebellion, which is that stack that you build up when you do your moves or whatever, your curse damage, and he's a curse damage dealer, goes up by 10% for 2 turns. And that can stack up to 3 times. At 3 or more Will of Rebellion, which is what triggers your extra attack, increase your next damage by 23. So you hit 3 Will of Rebellion, you go into your free turn, and you use your big damage move, and you get extra damage. It's a big power spike. It is. What it's missing, in my opinion, is crit and crit damage. If this was giving you crit stats, I would probably feel a lot different about it. But I think you're fine to get by with this 4-star, but every single character is going to get a power spike with their 5-star. It's impossible to tell you that they don't. But yeah, if you want to save for like the next character or a character down the line, I think you're fine to skip it. I would just try to get my 4-star. Oh, I was going to show you that too. Somebody was asking about 4-stars. Forgive me for being so delayed on this answer. Hopefully you're still here. But if you go to Shibuya and you head over to Iwa Shop, I wish I was part of the development. My God. I am part of development of a different video game that you guys can't know about for a couple of years. Has nothing to do with Persona, I can promise you that. So you can trade for 4-star weapons. And so here's Joker's 4-star right here. It takes these green coins. You get these a couple different places. Outside of, I think there might be some in the battle pass, but you get some on your confidants. So if I come in here, for example, I think she gave me some today. Yeah, look at this. Rank 3 of these. I don't know if it's everybody or not. She gave it a rank 3, so that's 3, 6, 3. So you can save your green coins and buy his weapon there, or another character, some character down the road. You get them from when you beat palaces. You get these little tokens that let you watch some anime cutscenes, so you get them there as well. And they're not like super, super, super common, so don't go like blowing them on all of your standard characters unless you really want them. But you can get them and then trade them in here. You will not find limited weapons from your limited characters here. So like Joker's 5-star weapon will not be in the shop, but you will get a standard banner. And so these, really your best way to get these is to pay for the battle pass. I hate to tell you that, but it's true. And it would be one every other battle pass, but you can get 5-star weapons for your standard banner only, non-limited characters. So another way, again, to get your 4-star weapons is this. Just, I've got 2 I could get right now, for example. And yeah, they add a whole bunch of social links. I actually, again, not trying to plug my own channel, but you are here. And so on my channel, there is a confidant video. And so if you want to see all the confidants, you don't have to. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't do it. But I do talk about all of what they give you for ranking them up and which ones I think are potentially the better ones to start with. But that'll give you an idea of how many there are. Let's see. What do you get for finishing? I think somebody said you can pick a duplicate for An, Ryuji, or Morgana for finishing the 3rd book. I don't remember personally, but I seem to remember someone in the chat just said that a little bit ago. Hit hard pity on the weapon, but won it. There you go. Now done pulling because you have all the 4 stars. Time to resist the achievement. It is so hard. Like, you have no idea how much I want to come in here and still spend these and still try to get Rin. But the second I do that, I'm going to get the 6th freaking copy of Puppet, the final Puppet copy I need. And there's one of the 4-star I want, and that's the Shielding Woman for the sake of Fox later on. If you forge up the 4-star, it's got to be, yes. So the 4-star, if you forge it, and again, I can show you this because you can actually see this in the GUI, which is nice. So remember this 30% attack. Okay. Now, if I go here and I get all the way to 6, I'm at 24% attack. So I'm 6% down. Now, obviously, if you 5 or 6-star the other weapon, then it's going to get higher. But if you're comparing a default 5-star to a maxed out 4-star, it gets a lot closer. Now, the other effects are still great on the other weapon, but you could push a 4-star, either by going for dupes, which I don't think you should on the banner because then you're just going to pull the 5-star anyways. Or, if you go up to the 50-50, you lose, but maybe you got 2 or 3 of his copies on the way, and then you use EY Shop for the rest. Just remember, those green tokens are very, very limited. Let's see, how do I join your channel? Join my channel. Do you mean the Discord, Jeff, or do you mean the memberships in YouTube? I guess would be the question I would ask. Let me grab you guys the Discord link while I'm thinking about it. So this is not my personal Discord. This is Bladesifer. He is another great content creator for Persona 5X. Some of you have probably seen his videos. But I am in that Discord. That's where I'm active for the community more than anywhere. And that is also where I host my guild. So if you ever want to see the guild chat, you're welcome to come up there and joke with us. If slots open up later, that's where I'll post them. So, that's how you kind of find me on the Discord side of life. Gonna try one more time. Showtime Doctor, how many pulls have you put into that weapon? I'm curious. A2 on, blazing through everything. Yeah, me too. A2 on is fantastic. I mean, there's going to be some, fire null stuff, but every single element's going to have a null fight somewhere. That's just how the game works. Let's see. What the F have I been doing? Playing the game. Okay, playing the game. That's what you've been doing. What do we do with useless weapons? You can put them as XP. So there's 2 things. So it depends on your weapon. So when you level up your weapon, so let's take Shun here. So I've got his fully duped out purple weapon. So I think it's every other breakthrough, you have to have the exact weapon. So it's like you have to have his axe, and then you can use anything else of the same rarity. So actually, who else do I have that I can show this on? I've probably tried to level everybody's stuff. Let me see. Yeah, hers is yellow. His is yellow. I got those from losing my 50-50s, or losing my pulls on the way to Joker's weapon. Here we go. I just pulled Morgana. Well, I got them from the selector. So check this out. I'm gonna change this. Now what I can do is forge it. So first here, I have to use his weapon. See, I can only pick that. Now, next here, I can use any weapon. So I have Ryuji's 4-star, so I can just use Ryuji's weapon. So that's the first thing, is you can save them as long as it's the same rarity to upgrade someone's weapon. After that, you just burn them for XP. You can, if I wanted to, I can come in here and use, like I don't need this at all. I can use that for XP. So you're safe to use them for fodder. Channel membership. Jeff, first of all, you don't have to do that. But if you truly want to, if you go to my main channel page, there should be a button that says like join or something like that, kind of somewhat close to like where the subscribe button would be. But again, you don't have to. I'm doing this for fun and for my own creative side. But if you want to support the channel that way, that's why it's there. I will love to have you in our bear club there. So thank you. Let's see. How many dupes? I don't recommend chasing dupes in most cases. And Theo, I actually have something for you. So tomorrow, my entire video is based on dupes. Do you guys want a sneak peek of the thumbnail? Because I've got 5 minutes and then I have to go. Let's make sure this doesn't have my personal name on it. All right. That is my live one. Hold on. So if anybody makes a video and steals my thumbnail before tomorrow, I know where you come from here. I can find you. I can go through my chat log. Let's see. Hold on. I got to find the actual thumbnail. Oh, that's interesting. It's for some reason not showing my picture on it. That's okay. I'll just rebuild it really quick. It's like literally one picture. Bear with me. Sometimes Canva does weird Canva things. We're doing it live, people. We're doing it live. Hold on. And hopefully you guys are having fun in the stream. I try to make this a chill place for you all. Okay. I don't think I see anything that can expose my family. Sorry, we have kids, and unfortunately, I know all too well some unfortunate people on the internet. So, there you go. My friends, that is your video tomorrow, or if you remember, it's already live on my channel. So, my entire video tomorrow is talking about the concept of pushing your duplicates, why you might want to, why you might not want to. It's a perspective piece on my opinions on that. So as always, I will preface everything as my opinion. So, hey, I do stream. So normally I stream. My typical time is Saturday nights, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'm in Mountain Standard Time. And so that's your most common time to find me. I'm trying to figure out when is the best time to add a second stream throughout the week. I was supposed to go to trivia today and that got canceled. So you got to benefit off the fact that I wasn't where I normally am today. So I was like, you know what? I'll just stream. But in 4 minutes, I have to go have dinner with the family. Not have to. I would like to have dinner with my family. Just 20, nothing crazy. I don't know. I mean, play it how you will, Showtime Doctor. I would probably push it at least to the first pity mark and just see what happens. But please save your gems. I just like to tease with you because I know you. I haven't pulled a single weapon. Been saving for Cord, Futaba, and Haru. I mean, you get a little bit of ways because those are all 2.0 characters. So, that's going to be sometime in August. Probably, I'm guessing, later half of August. Would you recommend leveling multiple social links? No. So again, not to totally self-promote, but I have a video that kind of walks through this specifically. So it just goes into more detail on what their skills are. Don't feel pressure to watch it if you don't want to. But for what we have right now, this is it. And you can see what I've set as priority. Tomoko will open up additional part-time jobs. She'll give you abilities to get more stats from them and more money. So of the morning slots, I like her. Merope, she allows you to fuse personas that you can only get from her social link. So to me, she's priority. Okion will give you clothing. Rin will give you extra like recipes and stuff. So maybe I should cook more. I never touched a cooking and planting in this game. That's on me. I know you can get some stats from it, but yeah, I would prefer to get the new personas. Now, once Merope gets to 14 and I've got all the, or 15 and I've got all the gems from her, then I'll switch into these until they give me all their gems, and then I'll come back to her to finish out her last 2 personas. Right now, Yui's the only nighttime one. It is what it is. You got no other option. So hopefully that helps you. Oh, thank you, Freight Train. I honestly don't know how to do stuff on my own YouTube. It's terrible. You would think that I knew how to be a YouTuber and stream by now, but I'm really just still fairly amateur at this. Are going tickets used for anything besides the standard banner? No, you're safe to use them on the standard banner. Just make sure you do your beginner 50 first, because they're at a discounted rate. It's 8 for a 10 pull instead of a 10. So do your beginner banner, and then it's all standard from there. What else can I do in my last minute here? Last couple questions, friends. So Jeff, I do know sometimes YouTube wants you either on desktop or phone for certain features. I don't know if it's something like that, to be truthful with you. But look, if you can't join, it's no big deal. I'm touched that you would even want to. So again, no pressure. Will Vino be on Nijima's banner as a rate up? I don't think. I'd have to look that one up. I don't know if she was. I feel like she was the last 4-star released. Was she on her banner or was she on a separate banner? I wasn't playing when she came out, which is why I don't remember it. I don't know. So I apologize, but I actually don't know that answer. Business plan 5-star weapon if you've got Ons. If you plan on running Ryuji's, his will be a decent step up for him. For Morgana, you're going to get a 4-star. I'm going to say get. You have to do the stages. But if you do have your Crossroad of Fates in your Thieves Exchange, you have a maxed 4-star weapon. I use this for most of the game. I only recently got Morgana's 5-star in KR. When do we start pulling on the standard banner? You could either do it a little bit now and have a little bit of fun, or I would possibly tell you to wait until Miriam comes out and then moves into the standard banner. She's just an incredible healer. Luna, gonna write me on Discord? Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Yeah, sure thing. Might be in your inventory. I missed Alex's question. Oh, yeah. So quite a few of your stuff will come into your inventory. So pop into your bag. This is where your 5-star selector is. This is where your 2 free 4-star selectors are. So either one. As you get other selectors, they'll be in here. One simple question. If I use 3 times PA from MetaGem activities, no, you don't get more gems. You just get more of the other things that it promotes. For a fire team, who's the best other 2 slots per sword besides Anne out of Key, Lufel, and Leon? So my preferred team is An, Key, and Lufel is my fire team. You could sub out Lufel for Leon, but Lufel also helps with burn damage. You got 2x Morgana and An. I'd go with Ryuji for more depth and characters. People saw me using Ryuji today. He's a lot of fun. Leader skill, does it swap with personas? I got a question about Wonder's leader skill. Does it swap with personas or is it ties to the first persona in battle? Are you talking about the persona's main skill? Ooh. Are you talking about this up here? This is tied to the persona that's equipped at the moment, if that's what you mean. Somebody called me out for it and they were totally right. I forgot to cover these skills on my personas 1 through 3 guide. I will talk about them in my 4 guide and the ones after that. Can you make an exchange guide shop? Forgive me, I'm not following that question. So can I make an exchange? Do you mean, can I make a video about the exchange? Yeah, if you guys want it. If enough people want it, throw some comments. I'm late for dinner. You are right. My friends, I do need a jet for dinner. Please feel free to reach out to me. Comment on videos, wherever it makes sense. I'll have more streams. I should be streaming this Saturday night as well if you want to look for me there. So as always, I'll schedule it out so you see it. But yes, I do need to go to dinner. Thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope I was able to answer some of your questions and give you some value there. And until I see you on our next video or stream, please take care of yourselves.